Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is a sound off on Portia's Family Matters. Who child? So this fight. From now, I am well aware that as a viewing audience, we are not privy to every single thing that took place. So this review is going to be based off of what I saw, what was shown in the footage. So after I recorded my video for last week's episode, I spoke with Storm on Twitter Spaces, and she stayed on there with us for maybe like 2 hours or so, answering questions. And I will say this, my opinion on Storm changed a whole lot because she was not coming off too likable on the show. But after speaking to her and hearing a little bit of her side of the story, she couldn't tell us everything, but hearing her side of the story, it did kind of change my opinion quite a bit. But even with that, I will take into consideration what I'm saying in this video, because I know that she did share with us that this fight that happened was really traumatic for her. So I'm going to do my best to be respectful to her. But I'm also going to be fair and honest and speak on what was shown. So the episode starts off where it left off last week, which was Porsha was very upset and she wanted Mama Gina and she wanted Dennis to leave. And she got up with Storm and she walked over to the steps. Now, from what we understand, in order to leave where they were, you had to go down some steps, and that's where they were headed. As they were standing there going back and forth, as you could see in the episode, Mama Gina said something to Porsha, it's like she lost her mind, something like that, and Porsha said, you heard what I said, or something like that. And we can't really see, but according to Dennis, Porsha lunged at his mom and he bucked at her as well. And we saw Porsha, she starts stealing off on Dennis, and security was right there. It appeared as if security had Dennis's hands the entire time, and Porsha was being restrained. It just got ugly. The moment Porsha started swinging on Dennis, her aunt Darlene jumped up from the table, which is understandable because her daughter was over there, her niece was over there. And I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. I've been saying it all week. I think I even said it to Storm. If somebody attacked my little cousin, I don't care if we get along or not. If we're in a family setting and someone that's not family put their hands on my cousin, my whoever, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, I would have acted a fool too. And I said it. So when I saw tonight's episode, I was like, yikes. But at the same time, it was like, well, you know. But anyways, Aunt Darlene jumped up from the table and she immediately goes over to Dennis and she's tugging on him. And it seemed like she's just trying to get him away and to calm him down. Lauren has his attention, and Lauren is also trying to pull him apart and saying, calm down, Dennis, calm down. And he was like, nah, they're going after my mom. They're going after my mom. Lauren is like, I got your mom. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It appears, because I wasn't there, but it appears that somehow Aunt Darlene lost her footing. As she lost her footing, she still had a good grip on Dennis. So she's still grabbing on him, it seems, so she can stand herself up. At this point, Dennis kind of jerks his hand. Lauren, I guess, thinks that he's trying to strike Aunt Darlene, and Lauren hits him, and it just escalates. Porsha starts throwing things, and she starts getting bucked, like she loses it. And she starts throwing dinner plates and everything else, right? And I can't judge her too much because I know I said it myself, like, you put your hands on my family, yeah, it would have been a situation. The problem is, Porsha, you started this. You created this environment for your aunt to fall, for your cousin to get hurt, for everything to happen. Girl. Anyways, Storm, from what we show, Storm started to still off on Dennis as well. Like, you hit my mom, which Dennis felt like they were trying to attack his mom. He lunged. And so Storm thinks you attacked her mom, so she swings. That was a lot. It was ugly. It was ugly. And the crazy part about it is you have Dom in the back, like you have Dom putting his hands on his head. And it's like, Dom, you started this, in my opinion. In my opinion, actually, Lauren asked what happened at the tequila tasting. Nobody wanted to talk about it, so her and Porsha kept poking. What happened? What happened? What happened? Dom started getting, extra at the table. Him and Dennis going back and forth, and it's like now it's a big melee, and you standing back. You ain't going there to try to stop your good friend Porsha from fighting. You ain't going there and say, hey, Dennis, you got a problem with me. Let's do... Like, you didn't do nothing to diffuse the situation. Maybe that was the best thing for you to do, was to stand back. I don't know. But he's crying, and it's a mess. You could hear Storm screaming, like, my lip is bleeding. Simon got Porsha, and Porsha falling on the floor, getting back up. It's broken glass everywhere. It is just a mess. It's a mess. Aunt Liz has to get up and literally go grab Porsha and start praying. That reminded me of my grandmother. That reminded me of Mima. My Mima, Lord have mercy. I love my grandmother. Thank God for my praying grandma. But my grandma got some issues. She will see some stuff going on. And then she'll start praying like, I believe in prayer. I trust in the Lord. But I ain't even gonna go there. But anyways, I'm not even gonna go there. She reminded me of my grandmother in that moment. She's praying for Porsha, and it was just like, Porsha is the problem. But Porsha, she's emotional. She's emotional, and she's distraught, and she's just like, he touched my family, he touched my family. And I don't even know. I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, girl, what was that? Like, everybody's entitled to fuck ups, right? Everybody's entitled to messing up. But Porsha, you messed up when you got up from the table. Ask him to leave. Please leave, 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 leave. And it be done. Just let it be done. But for you to get up and try to escort him and his, like, that was just too much. That was too much. And like I said, we spoke to Storm, and she said she was very much traumatized by what went on that night. And clearly, we can see that we didn't see everything. They definitely left some things out, because I think it would have been even worse. It wouldn't have been suitable for television. I'll just say that. But Porsha, like, you was throwing them plates. How you know one of them plates didn't hit your cousin or your aunt or your sister? How you know where them plates was gonna land? She was besides herself, and I'm sorry, it just looked a mess. Them people at the restaurant said, get your shit and go. Everybody go. Everybody gotta leave. It even looked like in one part of the video, it looked like Porsha swung on one of the producers. It looked like that happened. But anyways, the restaurant people say, grab your shit and go. Get your shit and leave right now. They said, we have to exit these people's establishment. Dom, you get down from there. Everybody grab your shit. We gotta go. And it was just like, damn. That's how you know, Porsha, this is your show, but it ain't really your show, because, man, I would have made sure that never saw air. Ain't no way I would have allowed that to make air. And I'm pretty sure she fought, and they was like, oh, no, this is going on the show. Ooh, child. So it's the next day, and apparently Porsha sent out a text to everyone and asked them not to speak about what happened the night before. So everyone's kind of skirting around the issue. Dom says in his confessional, like, ooh, Simon probably want to run away. He's probably scared. And I had to tweet, like, baby, bye. Simon done seen some fights. He done seen some family fights. This was nothing to him. He says it too. And trust, I'm sure of it. He done seen some fights. Have y'all ever, if you have any African friends, ask them what happens when their family members fight over property. This was nothing. So Lauren arranges for the family to go to a chakra cleansing. Her and Portia's life coach has arrived, and it's the last day of the trip. So I don't know. I feel like she should have been there the whole time, because she seemed like she had a little bit more authority over Porsha. Y'all should have had her there the whole time, buddy. During the ceremony, it's cutting back and forth between everyone's confessionals. And Lauren is saying how she thinks Dennis and Porsha and Simon need to go to therapy. Liz starts to cry during her confessionals. And pretty much Liz is on the same page as she's always been. She feels as if Porsha brought people on this trip, number one, that weren't family. Number two, that were instigators. Liz is correct. Liz is correct. It wouldn't have gone there. It would not have gone there. Dom, I'm sorry, but Dom, you really got the mess going. Because when they were at the tequila tasting, Dom and Dennis were going back and forth. They had their banter, but they kept it respectful enough to where it didn't come to anything crazy. But when he got to that dinner, I don't know if it's because Porsha was there. I don't know if it had to be because Porsha was there, because when she wasn't there, it was cool. Dom, you got to that dinner and you showed your ass. Lauren, number two, tried to diffuse the situation. It was futile. I'm with Liz. Liz is 100% correct. Porsha, she be wrong all by herself. And then she has this pack of yes men who instigate, who pump her up, who gas her to do shit she ain't got no business doing. And then when it gets out of control, they're like, oh my God. She also feels like everyone has forgotten what was the most important thing, and it's baby PJ. Ain't nobody thinking about her. Sure wasn't thinking about her in the middle of that mess. So Elle addresses the group, and she's letting you know, like, you know what, people, patterns of the past, they're not going to help you, right? You have an attitude, you have a bias, and it's just like, girl, just let it go. She was like, we can't be over here worried about what happened in the past. Lauren adds to that, and she's like, we can't be blaming each other. We can't be pointing the finger. We need to take responsibility for ourselves. And she's been saying that. And they're both right. They're both right. So Lauren tells the group, you know, tonight is a white dinner. Everybody coming to, you know, dressed in white to the dinner. As she's saying this, one of the producers steps in and was like, look, cut the crap. Why is everyone acting as if last night did not happen? Well, we all know that Porsha asked everyone not to talk about it. But they're just kind of looking like, Liz is like, well, I was asked not to talk about it. And she's like, by whom? And she ain't really say nothing. So Porsha kind of bullies the producer and was like, did you get your shot? Are we done with the scene? Are we done with the scene? And he was like, well, we could wrap it up. She was like, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. And it was just like, girl, I guess. I found it strange. Why wasn't Simon at the chakra healing? He's so fake. So everybody is getting ready for the white dinner, and the mood is just changed. The energy is low, and they acknowledge that, you know, Storm isn't there, Mama Gina and Dennis aren't there. And so Lauren is like, you know, we're here with less than what we started with. She's still proud of the work that they've done. So she wanted to hear from everybody what they've learned. How has this trip changed them? And it's like, Lauren. Lauren, girl, read the room. Anyways, Simon, he steps up. Now, Simon, you weren't even at the chakra healing, so I really don't want to hear nothing from Simon, but whatever. He said, he addresses everyone, and he was like, I'm really proud of everything that we've done here. And, you know, I know that co-parenting is not a cakewalk. And it was like, bruh, cut the shit. I really wonder, like, right? I really wonder, like, You can clearly see as they're filming a lot of this in their head, what they think how they think they're being portrayed is so not how it's coming across on this show. Because, bruh, you address them and say you're proud of everybody. Like, what did y'all do? Because we didn't see y'all do anything good. Like, what did y'all do that was, like, what are you proud of? I could tell you one thing, though. When, right before the fight started, Simon was sitting there smirking. That evil smirk that he always be doing. So he probably was proud that he felt like he didn't probably defeated the last bit of emotions that Porsha has for Dennis. But baby, you ain't fighting like that with somebody you don't care about. Anyways, Simon's so fake. He addresses the group and he's giving his little fake inspirational speech. You didn't even show up to the healing, what is it? The chakra cleansing. So your opinion on damn count. But anyways, he's saying in his confessional, like, you know, what happened last night did not faze him. He's seen family fights. What he saw happen that night was a 2. On a scale of 1 to 10, that fight was a 2. He's seen way worse fights, and I believe it. I do believe it. Because if you know anything about Africans and them fighting over family property, baby, it gets ugly. However, but yeah, like, Dennis, what's his name? Simon, bye. Simon, bye. Liz chimes in and she's just like, you know what? I really am disappointed about what happened because I feel like there was progress being made. You were almost there, Porsha. And then boom, this happens. And she was like, you guys talking about, first of all, Dennis shitting on you. He was low down. He was a dog for it. He absolutely was. But we don't have to keep bringing it up. It should not have been discussed at that table. And that was very true. That was so disrespectful. Why are we talking about this in mixed company? This is something that makes you feel so bad. Why are we talking about it? She was like, you made the man feel attacked because this keeps coming up and it shouldn't have been brought up. It shouldn't have been discussed. And she was like, you made him feel attacked. You made us feel like his mom was being attacked. What was that? And I have to agree. So Porsha apologizes next and she's just saying how, you know, the conversation between Dennis and Dom triggered her. They were talking about when she was pregnant and he cheated on her. And that's something that just took her to the wrong place. And, you know, we kind of over Porsha's excuses. But I'm going to be fair. I do think it triggered her. It absolutely triggered her. I think she was triggered from the moment they got there, though. That's the problem. She was triggered by Dom bringing up the robe, the girl coming on the trip, Dennis' mama speaking about the girl on the trip. All of that triggered her, and the conversation about him cheating while she was pregnant and the person he did it with it was the straw that broke the camel's back. She is a human being. I'm not going to sit up here and be fake. I believe she was triggered. The problem was you can't behave like that simply because. You just can't do that. That man, you wanted him to leave, I understand. Tell him to leave. But you getting up why did you get up and go over there? And then what was not discussed is like, you was like, call the police. Girl. She apologizes and she acknowledges that she should have de-escalated the situation. Instead, she escalated the situation and, you know, we got a big old ugly situation at this point. And she talking about moving forward and doing better and doing the work, I guess. I don't know. So Lauren is like, oh yeah, you know, thank you everybody. This is the first retreat I've ever done. Thank you everyone. And it's like, Lauren, I think you really, as Lauren said that, I'm like, yo, in Lauren's mind, she really believes that the show was gonna air in a completely different way because ain't no way I would have taken credit for what happened on this trip. I would have never taken credit for this retreat. But I guess, girl. So Porsha comes over to see her mom and fill her in on what happened on the trip. And of course she comes with goodies, some ribs, some lemon pepper wings, because she knows she got to butter up her mama so she could tell her little skewed version of what happened. And that's exactly what she does. She's skewed. She does not tell her mom the honest to God truth. She, of course, made Dennis look like he did everything. She does not. She's like, oh, Dennis called Storm a bitch. He told her, shut the F up, bitch. He did this, he did that. She does not take accountability for nothing that she did wrong. Nothing. She don't tell her mama how she was speaking to Mama Gina. She doesn't say any of that stuff. And I know a lot of people think that Miss Diane enables Porsha, which I think she does a little bit too. I think she does as well. But Porsha straight up lied to her mama. Because if her mom really was an enabler like that, she wouldn't have had to lie. She wouldn't have had to, alter the truth. She would have just told her mama what happened and it would have been that. So I don't think her mom encourages all her behavior. But anyways, I know Auntie Diane was glad she didn't carry herself on that trip. I know she's glad she skipped the trip. But see, that's how an adult, a grown woman who respects themselves, that's how they carry themselves. She saw, this ain't gonna be good for me. She already had a feeling, she already was feeling some type of way towards Mama Gina. She said, oh, Mama Gina's going on this trip. I don't know how I feel about that. She's decided to stay home. That was a good decision on her part. So Porsha brings PJ along with her to go visit Aunt Liz, and they meet up at their headquarters for their family foundation. And they just got into a new building and they've set everything up, and it is so nice. She's never been there because it's brand new. And Aunt Liz is showing her around. She's showing her the pictures of her grandfather. And I think he was real famous for wearing a red shirt with overalls, and they have that on display in like a frame. They're showing the videos from like the marches he did and, alongside Dr. King. And it really is, I know it took a lot of work to get that, to put that building together. She even showed her the food bank, and then they make their way to the break room area. Aunt Liz is letting her know, like, girl, that trip was traumatizing for me. And Porsha was like, yeah, I know. Me too. And Porsha, you made it traumatizing for everybody with that fight. Anyways, Aunt Liz is very wise, and she was just letting Porsha know, like, girl, the company you keep is going to cost you. And it already has on this trip. You, Dennis, and Simon were working towards having a healthy co-parenting arrangement, and all of that has been lit on fire because of your friends. And really, she means Dom and Storm. And it's like, I agree. Dom and Storm had no business going on that trip. They shouldn't even have been invited. And it's just like, but you can't really blame Dom and Storm. You have to blame Porsha. Because why did you invite two people that have an issue with Dennis? You brought them on that trip to antagonize Dennis, but you end up being the one antagonized. Storm has real issues with Dennis. Like, she has real issues with him. Why would you even want your cousin to be around someone that she feels this strongly about? As her family, she should have been protected. She shouldn't even have been anywhere near Dennis because their issues are not resolved. So Aunt Liz is correct, but at the same time, that blame is on Porsha. Porsha should not have even allowed that. Not just Porsha, Lauren as well, because Lauren organized this trip. And everything that happened, all this information, Lauren has it. Lauren knows how Storm feels. Lauren knows how Dennis and Dom feel about each other. Why did you invite all these people? What other result was there going to be? But Aunt Liz lets her know, like, girl, they're going to cost you. And they will help you mess up your own stuff. And they don't have this legacy to lose, but you do. You done messed up this situation for your child. And they get to walk away from this and it doesn't affect them. It affects Storm a little bit because she's part of the family. But Dom, even as much as y'all may love him, he got his own family to go home to. And this is a lesson for everyone. A lot of people, you will have friends, and friends will help you mess up everything good you got going for yourself. And when you have nothing left, they don't have time for you no more. They're going to go on and do something else. Liz was telling Porsha some real, she was giving Porsha the game. And Porsha, I hope you retain some of it. Porsha let Aunt Liz know, PJ has to have surgery in a couple of days and on her tonsils. And I was like, oh, poor baby. I remember when she posted this about PJ, and I was just like, oh my God. I didn't know. Well, none of us knew that they had just come back from Mexico and there was a big old disaster. But I do remember when she posted the video of PJ in the hospital and Dennis was there. However, Aunt Liz was like, I hope you allow Dennis to come over and see PJ. And she was like, at my house? And she was like, yes, at your house. And she starts to speak on Dennis's behalf. And Portia's was like, well, I think you should have this conversation with Dennis. And Aunt Liz is like, I'll be willing to do that. Portia's like, well, thank you for thank you for all of that you've said to me. You done gave me a lot to think about. And girl, I hope you thinking about it. Aunt Liz gave her some perspective that her mom didn't give to her, because her mom really ain't here for all of this blending of the family that ain't really supposed to be family. Like, Aunt Diane ain't here for none of that, but Aunt Liz is letting her know, like, girl, this is what you gotta do. And I hope Porsha keep her Aunt Liz close. No shade to Aunt Diane, no shade to her mama, but Aunt Liz has a lot to offer her, a lot of wisdom to give to her. So Porsha and Lauren number 2 are going down to her basement to look for all of Dennis's things so that she can return it to him, because Simon is not playing with her. And she's trying to be funny. She's like, oh, he didn't leave nothing over here. The only thing I see is a couple of socks and this, that, and the third. And she was like, oh my God, look at him trying to make me look bad. And the only thing he have over here is some socks. Lauren number 2, you fake. You are so phony. But I guess, girl, she writes your check. So you just kind of got to go along with it. But she's sitting there laughing like, this is it. This is it, girl. You know it's not it. Because you were the one distracting Porsha when Lauren was trying to go through the things to steal some of it to get Dennis to come on the trip. So don't, girl. I've been liking Lauren number 2 up until this point. But whatever. So they call Miss Diane on the phone on FaceTime. And she was like, Mama, this is the stuff that he was saying. She was like, Mommy, this is the stuff he said he loved. And she was like, that's it? And Miss Diane's boot thing was like, that's not all. Miss Diane's boot thing is like, that is not all right there. You see that right there? That's his. Them dishes over there, that's his. In production, they weren't playing no games with Porsha. They showed he had a grill, he had a couch, everything that he had some things over there. And it was right there in plain sight. And Porsha thought, because she thought she could play. She thought she could control the narrative. And it was like, no. You're not going to sit up here and lie. We're not going to let you get away with that. She was trying to be funny, like, oh, well, that, okay, well, we're going to get these things back to him. We're going to get these things back to him. Now, before I did this video, I was on Instagram and I fell down the rabbit hole. I clicked on some stuff. I ended up on Dennis's page. And Dennis was like, he still ain't got his shit back. But whatever. Dennis, you got money. Just go buy you some new stuff. Like, it's not even worth it. Just let it be. Y'all done did enough fighting. For the sake of PJ, y'all just let it go. So Dennis and Mama Gina are at the hot dog factory. And they decided to have a little chat about what happened. And Mama Gina everybody is disturbed by what happened, okay? It was a lot. And Mama Gina was just like, I don't play about my kids. And he was like, well, I'm 40 years old. She was like, I don't care. You're still my child. It is what it is. And it is. It's just like, I don't even know what to say. And it's just like, I don't know. Either Dennis is just really good. He's a good actor. But Dennis just doesn't look bad in this. He's still trying to protect Porsha. He says, I know Porsha really well. That's not Porsha. Something is wrong. Something is going wrong. He's still trying to protect Porsha, even after all of that. So it's just really weird where she has nothing but crazy stuff to say. I don't know. I know that we don't see everything, but after a certain point, it's like I gotta trust my own eyes and trust what I'm seeing right in front of me in 4K. Dennis is saying, despite everything that happened, that at the end of the day, they're still family. If Lauren called him and right now and said, da 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 da, he'd be there for Lauren. Storm too. He said, because it's still my family. He said, it's only a few people that really mean a lot to me. And he was like, Porsha, PJ, and his mom. And it's just like, I really don't know what to say because there's so many baby daddies and baby mamas that literally hate each other. Like, it's men that literally, like, it's just, y'all have a chance to get along and it's just like y'all just threw that out the window. It's just, I ain't forgotten none of the stuff that Dennis did, okay? I really haven't, but baby, Dennis seems like, even if y'all ain't never gonna be together, Dennis really seems like a person that you would like to keep as a friend. I don't know. This is too much. Mama Gina was like, Portia's not over you. And baby, we've been saying this since episode 1. She's not over him. And that is reason what it is. You are forcing yourself to be in this relationship with that man, but you really want to be with Dennis. And you're not over what happened. And it's like, we want to feel bad for you, but sis, you doing this to you? I mean, I don't know, Porsha, girl. I don't know, girl. What is you going to do? So it was the day before PJ's surgery and Portia's getting herself together, trying to prepare and calm her nerves because she's really nervous about it, as she would, as anybody would be, right? And Dennis, he acting real formal. He done called the gate people and letting them know he's coming to bring PJ over. And he gets to the front door and PJ's excited. And poor baby, she can already tell that something is different. She's pointing to her dad and Portia's acting like everything is normal. And Dennis is just standing outside of the door. And she's like, you gonna come in? And the episode ends right when Portia's asking him if he's gonna come in. I imagine he didn't want to come in. I mean, things have gotten, look, it's a lot that happened. I don't blame him. In all honesty, I was not there. I do not know what happened. I heard a little bit of Storm's, I've heard a little bit of Storm's side of the story, but it really doesn't look like, I don't know. All I can say is this here. If my brother had a girlfriend that put her hands on him, I'm going to tell him to end it. I would advise him to end it. I would advise my brother to stand in the doorway as well. Don't go in her house. Don't go in her house. So the very thing that Porsha was swearing up and down that she did not want, that scarred her childhood, is what she just created for herself. And it's really sad. And I know a lot of people are going to read Porsha, but this episode was heavy. This episode really made me sad. It really did. It really did. Like, I don't know. Like, Porsha, girl. I hope y'all get it together. I hope y'all really get it together because PJ deserves better. She deserves y'all being y'all best selves. Like, yeah, this really killed my mood. But thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The finale is next week. Hopefully, well, actually, I heard it ain't gonna be too much better. So I'll be watching.